On February 27, 2022, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced a historic shift in German defense policy. This announcement was not just a routine policy update, it was a declaration that Germany was ready to take on a new role in global security. Germany would create a €100 billion special fund to bolster its military capabilities. This fund is intended to modernize the German armed forces, ensuring they are equipped to meet contemporary threats. This momentous decision marked a stark departure from Germany's traditionally pacifist stance. For decades, Germany has been known for its reluctance to engage in military conflicts, a stance deeply rooted in its post-World War II identity. It was a clear acknowledgement of the changing geopolitical landscape. The world is no longer the same as it was in the late 20th century, and Germany's leaders recognized the need to adapt to these changes. The world was witnessing the return of great power competition, most starkly illustrated by the war in Ukraine. This conflict has underscored the volatility of international relations and the need for robust defense mechanisms. This announcement sent shockwaves through international relations and global markets. Investors and political analysts alike scrambled to understand the implications of Germany's newfound military assertiveness. The significance of this decision cannot be overstated. It marks a pivotal moment in European and global security dynamics. It represents a fundamental realignment of German security policy. This realignment is not just about increasing military spending, it's about redefining Germany's role on the world stage. This shift has profound implications for Europe and the world. It signals to allies and adversaries alike that Germany is prepared to take on greater responsibility in maintaining global stability. Germany for decades has been hesitant to embrace a robust military posture. This hesitancy was a direct result of the devastation and moral reckoning that followed World War II. This hesitancy stemmed from the shadows of its past. The horrors of the Holocaust and the widespread destruction of the war left an indelible mark on the German psyche. The horrors of World War II cast a long shadow. They served as a constant reminder of the consequences of unchecked militarism and aggression. They fueled a deep-seated aversion to militarism within German society. This aversion was reflected in public opinion and policy decisions for decades. This aversion was further cemented during the Cold War. The division of Germany and the presence of foreign troops on its soil reinforced the desire for peace and stability. West Germany, under the protective umbrella of NATO, prioritized economic reconstruction and social welfare. The focus was on rebuilding a war-torn nation and ensuring prosperity for its citizens. The €100 billion pledge, later increased to €500 billion, is a clear break from this past. It signifies a willingness to invest heavily in defense and security. It signals Germany's willingness to assume a more assertive role in international security. This new stance is about more than just defense. It's about taking proactive measures to ensure peace. This new era for German defense is driven by a confluence of factors. These include the need to respond to emerging threats and the desire to play a more significant role in global affairs. These include a resurgent Russia, whose aggressive actions have destabilized regions and threatened global peace. Growing doubts about American security guarantees have also played a role. As the global power balance shifts, Germany seeks to ensure its own security, and a desire for greater European strategic autonomy. Germany's new defense policy is a step towards a more self-reliant and secure Europe. Germany's post-World War II identity was built upon a foundation of pacifism and multilateralism. The nation, scarred by the atrocities of the war, sought to redefine itself in the eyes of the world. The horrors of the Nazi era instilled a deep sense of remorse and a commitment to peaceful coexistence. This period of reflection and rebuilding was crucial in shaping modern Germany's values. This commitment found expression in Germany's constitution, known as the Basic Law, which was designed to prevent the rise of another totalitarian regime. The Basic Law enshrined a strong emphasis on international cooperation and a limited role for the military. Germany became a staunch advocate for diplomacy and collective security. German defense policy in the decades following the war reflected this pacifist ethos. The nation was determined to avoid the militaristic path that had led to its previous downfall. Military spending was kept deliberately low, with the focus on rebuilding the nation's economy and infrastructure. The focus was on economic recovery and integration within the European project. Germany played a pivotal role in the formation and strengthening of the European Union. Germany's economic miracle, or Wirtschaftswunder, was in many ways a testament to this approach. The nation transformed from ruins to a leading global economy. By prioritizing economic growth and social welfare, Germany was able to rebuild itself into a global economic powerhouse. Its industries became synonymous with quality and innovation. However, the events of 2014 with the annexation of Crimea by Russia began to challenge this long-held consensus. The geopolitical landscape was shifting. The war in Ukraine in 2022 shattered it completely. The return of large-scale conflict to Europe was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The return of war to Europe exposed the vulnerabilities of a continent accustomed to decades of peace. It was a wake-up call for many European nations, including Germany. It forced Germany to confront uncomfortable truths about its own security and its role in the world. The nation had to reassess its defense policies and military capabilities. The decision to establish the €500 billion defense fund is a direct response to this new reality. It marks a significant shift in Germany's approach to national security. It represents a recognition that Germany can no longer rely solely on others for its security. The nation must take a more proactive role in its defense. It must be willing and able to defend itself and its interests. This new era challenges Germany to balance its pacifist legacy with the demands of a changing world. The decision to bolster German defense spending cannot be viewed in isolation. It is a response to a complex web of geopolitical factors that are influencing the global stage. It is inextricably linked to the broader geopolitical shifts that have been reshaping the international order. These shifts are not just regional but have global implications that affect every nation. The rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the increasingly uncertain nature of American global leadership have all contributed to a sense of unease in Europe. These developments have forced European nations to reconsider their security strategies. The transatlantic relationship, the bedrock of European security for decades, has come under increasing strain. This relationship has been the cornerstone of peace and stability in Europe, but it is now facing unprecedented challenges. The Trump administration's America First policies and its questioning of NATO's relevance sow doubts about the reliability of American security guarantees. This period marked a significant shift in how Europe viewed its own security dependencies. While the Biden administration has sought to repair some of the damage, the underlying tensions remain. The efforts to mend these relationships are ongoing, but the scars of past policies are still visible. The war in Ukraine has brought these tensions into sharp focus. It has highlighted the vulnerabilities and the urgent need for a cohesive and robust defense strategy in Europe. European nations, particularly those in Eastern Europe, have expressed concerns about the robustness of the American response. These countries are on the front lines and feel the immediate threat more acutely. While the United States has provided significant military and financial assistance to Ukraine, it has stopped short of direct military intervention. This cautious approach has been a point of contention among European allies. This hesitancy has reinforced the view among some European leaders that Europe must be prepared to shoulder a greater share of the burden for its own defense. The call for a more autonomous European defense strategy is growing louder. The €500 billion German defense fund is a tangible manifestation of this sentiment. It represents a significant shift in Germany's defense policy and its commitment to European security. It is a signal that Germany is willing to step up and play a more active role in ensuring European security. This move is seen as a crucial step towards a more balanced and resilient transatlantic alliance. Section 4. Beyond Bundeswehr, the economic engine of defense spending. The €500 billion defense fund is not simply about acquiring new weapon systems and expanding the size of the Bundeswehr, Germany's armed forces. It is also about investing in research and development, modernizing Germany's defense industrial base, and strengthening the country's overall economic competitiveness. The German government views the defense fund as an opportunity to stimulate economic growth and create jobs. The defense industry is a major employer in Germany, and the government hopes that increased defense spending will lead to the creation of high-skilled jobs in sectors such as aerospace, engineering, and software development. Moreover, the government sees the defense fund as a way to address some of Germany's long-standing infrastructural challenges. Investment in areas such as digital infrastructure, transportation, and energy security will not only benefit the military, but also have positive spillover effects for the broader economy. The defense fund is therefore not just a military investment, it is also an investment in Germany's future economic prosperity. By linking defense spending to broader economic goals, the government is hoping to build public support for what is a significant shift in policy. Section 5. Market reactions, a vote of confidence or a sign of uncertainty. The announcement of the €500 billion defense fund was met with mixed reactions from financial markets. Initially, there was a sense of shock and uncertainty. The German bond market, traditionally seen as a safe haven for investors, experienced a sell-off, pushing yields higher. This reflected concerns about the potential inflationary impact of such a massive increase in government spending. However, the initial volatility soon subsided. The German stock market, particularly companies in the defense and technology sectors, rallied on the news. Investors saw the defense fund as a potential boon for these industries, and the rally reflected their optimism. The overall market reaction to the defense fund has been somewhat muted. This suggests that investors are still trying to assess the long-term implications of this policy shift. The success of the fund in achieving its stated goals, both in terms of strengthening German defense capabilities and boosting the economy, will be crucial in shaping market sentiment in the years to come. Section 6. The political battlefield, navigating constitutional and parliamentary hurdles. The establishment of the €500 billion defense fund has not been without its political challenges. Amending the German constitution requires a two-thirds majority in both houses of parliament, a significant hurdle in a politically fragmented landscape. The governing coalition, led by Chancellor Scholz's Social Democratic Party, faced opposition from within its own ranks, as well as from the opposition Christian Democratic Union and the Green Party. Concerns were raised about the potential for militarization, the impact on social spending, and the transparency of the fund's governance. To secure the necessary parliamentary support, the government had to engage in lengthy negotiations and make concessions. The final agreement included provisions for parliamentary oversight of the fund, as well as a commitment to maintain Germany's commitment to international development assistance. The political battles over the defense fund highlight the sensitive nature of defense policy in Germany. The legacy of the past continues to weigh heavily on any discussion of military spending, and building a broad consensus on security matters remains a complex and delicate task.